Imagine yourself living, or in this case surviving, in a world without medicine, without something as basic as toilet paper, without freedom, without something as necessary as food and electricity. I want you to try to imagine how your life would be like in those circumstances. To imagine how unhappy you would be without food, without medicine. To imagine how devastating it would be to see what was once called the richest country in Latin America become one of the most dangerous places in the world. Millions of Venezuelans are being forced to flee their home, the place where they were raised in, because of the insecurity and because of the lack of things needed to survive. Let's talk about some facts so you kind of know what's happening. Leopoldo Lopez is a very important figure when we're talking about what's happening in Venezuela right now. A few years ago, he was wrongfully imprisoned by Nicolas Maduro, but he was just liberated a few days ago by Juan Guaido and some guards that are on his side, what I call the right side. The goal was to liberate Leopoldo Lopez as soon as possible so we can take the power away from Nicolas Maduro and all of them and finally have democratic elections. And I'm going to keep it short because I'm not trying to bore you with facts. I really, really, really want to be positive and think that things are actually changing and things are actually happening. But between us, I don't really see change actually happening. Coming here was a struggle. I came to Aruba when I was about 10, almost 11. And at first, I was really excited. Things at home weren't as bad as they are right now, but my parents and I knew it was time to leave. I was the happiest 10-year-old you had ever seen. When I thought about moving, I didn't really think of it as moving. I left out a few important details. My 10-year-old self didn't realize or didn't think about how I wasn't going to see my family every day or about how I wasn't going to come home for a very long time or even forever. I mean, who knew? For me, personally, I think holidays are always the hardest. I miss pretty much everything about them. My family and I are really, really close, so we had a bunch of traditions like throwing fireworks on Christmas night and opening the gifts right after, and just being together was sort of like a tradition for us. And since I moved here, I didn't have a chance to be with them anymore. So I didn't have a chance to do the traditions or to see them. And it's really heartbreaking because that's something you miss. I don't feel and I don't see them as holidays anymore because I don't get to spend it with the people I love. For me, that's not living. That's surviving. Whether you're outside of Venezuela or inside. I bet that most of you haven't gone through a situation where you were forced to flee your home or a place you really, really loved because of the insecurity. And I don't think you really know how lucky you are. People in my home country, Venezuela, have to try to survive in those situations every day. Thankfully, people all over the world are trying to help out by donating food or money or even medicine. And even if you can't help out by donating food, money, or medicine, etc., all I'm asking for is understanding and a listening ear. Thank you.